Hey y'all, Noni here. So I am just doing a quick check-in. Sorry. Oh my God. This is regarding SFN, not feelings or brain problems, which I'm so happy to report. Even though I'm not a fan of small fiber neuropathy symptoms either, I'd much rather have that than just make me want to like jump off the closest building, terrorizing feelings and emotions going all through my brain. So I'll deal with chronic pain. I've had this weird so I know I've talked about this before, costochondritis. So I wouldn't say it's like new symptoms in the sense that I have always had pain like in my sternum area that is and it's so intense, and it usually comes on very suddenly. 1 minute I'm fine, the next minute I can feel it, and then I can feel it start building. Usually, just through the years I've discovered things that work, and I will take 4 0.5 milligram Xanaxes, and within 10 minutes it's gone. If I get the opportunity to remember to film this, I will ask Kelly to do that. Ow, I bit my lip. Anyway, so that you guys can see. And the Xanax somehow just, I don't know, like relaxes the muscles or the tendons or I don't know what the fuck is going on. All I know is it works. And that's all I care about. If eating 5 Jelly Bellies was like the secret to making that pain go away, I would eat 5 Jelly Bellies. And that's the like sternum area pain. So, and then I've always had this thing where like, I don't know how to describe it. And I can't get out to show you because I don't want to, and it's really painful. So if you go feel around on your back, right? You know your rib cage wraps all the way to your back, and in fact, the longest portion of your rib cage, she's in the back. So if you envision the human rib cage and you think about the very last rib cage, and it kind of feels like it goes like this, right? Like, it's the only way I know how to describe it, but yeah, and it does. If you go look at like rib cage anatomy, I don't know that part of the rib has an actual name. I wish it did, because it would be much easier. Like if I'm Googling to try to find like, okay, what is this? Solutions, like anything that can make this go away. And I've often had this pain in the bottom part of my rib cage, but in the back. Mostly, I think it's affected my right side, and usually I'll feel it when, like, if I'm in the shower and I'm going to, like, go for my shampoo, or I leave my arms up long enough, I'm washing and da-da-da-da, and, like, for whatever reason, I guess I'm using part of those muscles or tendons or whatever, and they're like, ooh, no, I don't like this, and they stop working and they just start hurting. So I And then sometimes my left ones hurt. I don't recall ever having them hurt at the same time. Also, I've almost always had shortness of breath. It's not every single day, thank God. But sometimes it will be like several, many weeks, daily, just nonstop. I've learned to, hi, how are you? I've learned to cope with that by just not letting it freak me out. Okay, we're having some weather. Might be a little scary. I've learned to cope with it by knowing that, okay, I'm not dying. It's just shortness of breath. My body is getting plenty of oxygen, so it's okay. And one thing that has helped me, which I do believe I've shown on this channel before, is breathing through pursed lips. Like, but you need to like suck in, harder than you would if you're like just sucking like soda through a straw, right? Just having a casual soda drink and you're just like sucking on that straw and you're done. This is like, it's very deep in it. I don't want to say intense, but it's like just very words, you know what I mean? Words. So, but this thing, okay, so I'm gonna say like, what day is today? Today's Friday. So I'm gonna say at least since Monday, I have had the shortness of breath, with like, oh, and I've had all this before too, like chest pain in the center, you know what I mean? And again, because these are ribs, technically. And I think everybody always thinks of like, oh, your ribs are on the side or whatever. This is, at least me, I forget this is a rib cage right here. And, you're, like I said the other day, your lungs peek out a little bit above this last rib cage right here, but underneath your collarbone. So I've been having like weird collarbone pain. I've been having chest pain. I've been having all over rib pain in the back. A little bit of sternum pain, not as intense as it normally is, thank God. So it's not like I've had to take Xanax for the sternum pain because it hasn't been as intense. And Xanax doesn't seem to help the back rib part. In this scenario, anyway, I don't think I've tried it for the other, but like, I've never had all of these symptoms at once. Also, I've never, like, the more I move, the more they hurt. When I breathe in without, right? If I'm just trying to like, sometimes that hurts, which I've never had that. I've exhaled a couple times and that's kind of hurt, like these back ribs that I'm talking about. And it's very unsettling. Like it's not, I don't know how to explain it. Like normally when I have my small fiber neuropathy pain, I just kind of get on with my life. Like it definitely slows me down. I have to take more rests. But with this particular thing, it's like, I'm not entirely sure that it's small fiber neuropathy. And I think a lot of us tend to just be like, meh, it's SFN, whatever. Because most of the time when we go somewhere, My tongue is red. Why is that? Oh well. Excuse me. Most of the time when we used to go to the ER, they would come back and be like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. And you're like, well, I feel like I'm dying. This is before, diagnosis or whatever. Well, you're not dying, so get the fuck out. This is the ER. We only fix dying people. And then you just go home with questions. And they also treat you like you're a junkie while you're there. You're also there for many, many hours. And I have just found that most of them treat you like a complete ball of shit. That's just my experience. It does not mean that all nurses and doctors are this way. I love nurses and doctors, especially nurses. One of my besties is a nurse. My favorite aunt was a nurse. I love nurses. I wanted to be a nurse, but I don't do needles. And I certainly don't want to stick them in people's skin. And yeah, all the things. I just want to be like, I just want to do the part where you're like, hey, honey, and you're checking in on them, like the mothering part. I just want to do that. So far, there's like not a paying job for those kinds of things. I wish there was, because I would fucking kill that shit. But anyway. I could close my mouth, but one, I know it would really bug my mom to see me not covering my mouth, which makes me like. And two, I was actually complimented on my yawns by a gentleman in the comments or an email or whatever. So they gonna stick around. Anyway, I guess that's it. I just kind of wanted to document, like, I don't know why it's happening. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure I should go to the doctor, but I have no insurance. I have no car. I have some pretty big things going on that I will talk about later, that I really have to focus all my energy on. And it's like a lot of shit I have to get done, which I don't even know if I can get done in this state. And of course, I'm just like, why does the shit have to hit the fan every fucking time I have shit to do? And then, of course, I'm like, well, is that stress? Is that what's causing this? Like, either way, it sucks butts. It just sucks all the butts. I guess that's it. I just wanted to document this, let you guys know if you're... Oh, one message I do want to get across is that if I were you and you were having this, everything I just described, you should 100% go to the doctor or ER in case you have something like pleurisy or any of the other fun things it could be. If you have the means to get there, if you have insurance, if you have a hospital that's close to you that doesn't require, like, it's kind of, I don't want to call it a free hospital, but it's like, it's where people go that don't have insurance or money, right? This one is like basically 2 hours away from where I currently am. And then you're usually there for 8 hours. And with this pain, because it doesn't matter, like tramadol doesn't touch it. Nothing touches it. I also took an Advil, doesn't touch it. Nothing is touching it. So, yeah, it's just... Anyway, that's the deal. That's my life. Oh, fun story. I needed to go get my prescriptions. I got a lift. The lift round trip was only $16. So I called the pharmacy to see, like, hey guys, are all my scripts going to be ready? And the young lady I spoke to was like, they sure are. And I said, okay, I'm coming right up. And she said, okay. And then we're in line. There's cars in line. The car in front of us drives away. We pull up, and they pull down their "sorry, we are closed" sign. So I was ready to go into full-on bitch mode. So I said, okay, just pull around front. I will go in, thinking, because it didn't say we're closed for lunch or anything. It just said, we're closed. So I thought, well, maybe they needed to do something. I don't know. Let me just go in and see what's going on. And the gate, like they had gated off, like they had gates that they closed, but you could still see. And I was like, excuse me, blah, blah, blah. And I explained the scenario, like, hey, I had to hire a Lyft to get here round trip. And she's like, sorry. She had no customer service, no, like, listen, I know it's not her fault. She's just being told you need to close up for lunch. I get it. But, like, could you pretend, one, to give a fuck, pretend, two, that you have any empathy, pretend, like, let me just go check with somebody, walk over to somebody, at least let me see you talking to them, even if you're just like, hey, Cheryl, like, are you going to that so-and-so concert on that weekend and stuff and blah, 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 whatever. I don't care what you're talking about, as long as I think you're talking about me. And then you come back over and you're like, I did everything I could, but she was like, no. So then I can be mad at her, right? No, this girl gave no fucks about being a complete and total bitch, and she didn't care what I thought about it. Or that I paid a Lyft to bring me there. So I let my Lyft driver know, you can go ahead and leave me here. I have been, I have to be here for 30 fucking minutes. So I just sat my happy ass down. And just decided, like, okay, in the grand scheme of things, this is not ideal, but it is what it is. Because I am working on, radical acceptance, trying not to totally freak out over, really, honestly, in the world, it's just a minor thing. It is a minor inconvenience. I do absolutely feel like I'm dying because of my rib breathing pain. I don't have the energy. I was very fatigued. I can't just leave whenever I want now because my driver left, and I can't book a car until I know I've been served and can go with this other person. So finally, the pharmacy opens and I get my stuff, and then I schedule my Uber. So that ended up being like, after tips, the whole thing ended up being like $50 to go like a mile and a half down the street to get my fucking prescriptions. And my prescriptions were already like $65. So I'm just like, okay. But again, I just sat in a little, lawn. We're selling lawn furniture inside the store. So I just sat there and waited, and I could see out the front. So it was fine. And a lovely older gentleman came in and saw me sitting there and striked up a conversation, which was unusual, but also nice. He had said something about, I was reading something the other day that said they're going to be able to figure out a way till we all live till we're 100. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. And he was like, you don't want to live to be 100? Like, hell no. I can't handle the body I'm in right now. And he's like, well, how old are you? I'm like, I mean, he should have said like 27, clearly. But I said 53, and then he was like, oh, well, I'm 76. And I was like, well, if I was maybe a little closer to 100, maybe I'd be down for it. But honestly, I would not. Who wants to live to be 100? I don't know. If you do, no judgies. It is a goal, and I get it. And maybe if I didn't have, no, even then, before I had chronic illness, I didn't want to live to be 100. I just don't. The less likely you are to be shitting in your pants, knowing your name, knowing your kids' names. Like, I just want to leave on a good note. That doesn't mean that there's not many fabulous 100-year-olds out there. I think they're called centurions, that are killing life, that are on fire, that are awesome, and that's just so much, like, yes, positive energy to you folks that want to live to be 100. I just don't, and that's okay. So I'm not saying I don't want to live to be 60 or 70. I just don't want to be 100. So anyway, but I was proud of myself because, I could have been like, oh, this is just fucking typical. I feel like shit. I want to die right now. I'm in so much pain. I don't have a car. And then go down all the reasons why I don't currently have a car, which involve other people that I could then start raging on and being, oh, I'm sad. And just focusing all my, anger, bitterness, resentment, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, you know what, bitch? Like, this just doesn't compare to anything you've been through. So just sit back, relax. It's just time, which you have plenty of. You have a chair to sit in, a quite lovely and comfortable chair, which honestly isn't that one of the most important things. You got your medication. You have this wonderful app to be able to order a car very quickly. You have the money to get the thing. Is it money I want to be spending when I'm trying to save every single dime? Because I'm down to just a few $100s in my entire life. No, it's not. But I just was like, there's absolutely nothing I can do to change it. And so I am just going to not be pissed about it. And I felt really proud of myself for making that decision. It's not always a decision, sometimes, as much as you wish you could just be like, I don't want to feel like this. I want to be a positive person. It's hard to be positive all the time. And that's where I think toxic positivity sometimes comes into play, where it's like, okay, look, I need to be irritated about this. Just let me be irritated about this. It's an irritating situation. Do I think you should start going all Karen on people? Sorry, Karens. I'm sorry. But I need to get my point across. No, just sit down, take some deep breaths, try to, look back on your life and all the things you've endured and understand that this is a tiny, teeny blip on the radar of your life. It's not something you will even remember. It's not traumatic. This is not trauma. It's an inconvenience. And, yeah, that's what it is. And because gas is so high, so I don't blame these dudes, because gas is so high, neither one wanted to use their AC. We're in Texas in the summer, and I'm of menopausal age, which means he and I do not agree. That was fun. Not using their AC. However, it was only 80 degrees. Now, considering it could have been 98 that time of day, I will take it. And I will appreciate it. One guy was like, I ride with my windows down since it's so cool outside. And I'm like, is it? What do we call that? Cool? Like if you weren't in the car right now making wind, it wouldn't feel like this. But again, I didn't say that to him. It's a short ride to my pharmacy back here. So again, not a big deal. It's going to be over soon. Then you can lay down, maybe take a night-night, even though your body won't allow you to take a night-night ever unless you take your Ambien. So, anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Just wanted to talk about these new symptoms. Not sure if they are SFN symptoms, if it's something more nefarious going on. Of course, I will update you guys as soon as I have the nefarious information. Hopefully, it is not. And it will go away. Please go away quickly because my daughter is getting married soon. Did I mention that in my last thing? I think you guys by now should be aware, like, you're gonna hear me say the same shit in a lot of videos. But if I didn't say so, my daughter is having a baby, due hopefully sometime, well, not due in November. And then she is also getting married. My baby girl. So my oldest is married with kids, and my youngest will be married with kid. And it's the two middles. The two middles both happen to be Leos. I don't know if that makes any difference. One girl, one boy. They do have girlfriends, boyfriends. And they're just kind of chilling, which that's awesome. You do you, man. Whatever your... I would love them to have babies, but mostly it's just because I want to see what your baby would look like. I'm just so intrigued. I just find genetics fascinating, and the stuff that comes over from the new humans and the new humans and the new humans. Like, my granddaughter basically is another me. Like, I have reincarnated and I'm not dead. So, which I'm so excited about. She's got the sass, she's got the look, she's got the chunk on the thighs and the booty. So all that's working. She's simply perfection. And I love her dearly, as I do my hippo. And I can't wait to see them again. I got a lovely FaceTime. I had a birthday recently, and I had a lovely FaceTime with them where little Hopper put me in front of her little kitchen set, and for about 15 to 20 minutes, she and I were just playing cookies and tea and lunch, and she's cooking me lunch, and I'm eating the cookies, drinking the tea, which was the most delicious cookies and tea ever. And that was great. And then I got to see my grandson do all of his really cool soccer tricks, and he got invited to play on a, I don't know how sports stuff works, but like, he got recruited, he's 6, recruited to play on a, big time team. I don't know what that means. But anyway, it's a good thing. It's an awesome thing. He's an awesome player. His dad is an awesome player, and he's the one that's been giving him all these tips and tricks. So Hippo definitely has the upper hand in on the soccer team. Anyway, that's it, guys. I just wanted to tell you about my current physical well-being, my mental well-being is so much better than the "this is what depression looks like" video. So I hope it stays that way. Fingers crossed. If you're praying, peeps, please pray. Send good energy, whatever it is you're into. Because I just want to be okay in here, and happy in here, and positive in here, and I want it to not rely on other people to make me feel happy. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for listening, watching, whatever. I guess I was supposed to say in the middle, please like and comment, because apparently it makes things happen. I don't know. And then if you subscribe, that's super awesome, because then I could break 109 and get to 110. And then share, especially because I am trying to get to people that I can help with small fiber neuropathy, chronic illness, invisible illness, surviving. I hate calling it sexual abuse because it's not sex. I don't know what the word is though, but surviving rape, sexual abuse, depression, major depressive disorder, suicidal ideation. There's so many things that I'm passionate about, and I definitely want to start getting, while staying with those topics, getting to more just fun things to sprinkle in the middle, because there's been a lot of sadness on this channel, and I just want to do something fun. So I don't know what that is yet. I don't even really know how to do that. Like, I love the commentary stuff. I would love, love, love to do that. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how. Like, I Googled how to make a round trip using Lyft, and I still fucked it up. So, yeah. If anyone has any ideas or thoughts, or maybe people they can point me to that do know how to easily show you how to do this shit, that would be great. Please comment below. Or if you would like a more private, whatever, conversation, you can always email me at nonibanana2020@gmail.com. That's NONIBANANA. I think I always have a hard time with banana. And then 2020, like the year 2020, @gmail.com. Okay? All right. I hope you guys have a beautiful evening, and I will talk to you soon.